Red button means we're live. A casual take with your boy Steven Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. Okay, let's talk this Trevor Lawrence extension, guys. So I believe if you have your franchise guy, you take care of him when the time comes. And Trevor Lawrence was up for an extension this summer, and the Jags gave him $275 million over 5 years. And right on schedule, the casuals have been crying all over social media, wholly overrated. You don't give a guy this much money, wholly overpay. Whether you like it or not, guys, T-Law's a top 10 quarterback in this league. Pro Bowl, division title, playoff win, and he's only 24 years old. Yes, he did suffer a bit of regression last season, but let's not act like the Jags were an 8-3, the number one seed in the tough AFC before he caught the injury bug. That's just not enough for me to abandon ship on this guy, especially in a tough AFC where if you don't have an elite number one quarterback, you're cooked. I think we got to understand that quarterback contracts are as much about timing and market value than just merit itself. And T-Law was eligible for an extension this summer. And the market for a young top 10 quarterback, which Lawrence is anywhere between $50 to $55 million. Oh my God, highest paid quarterback in the league, as much money as Burrow. Guys, trust me, the figures will be irrelevant if he continues to develop. It's just so wild to me that same time last year, June of 2023, Lawrence riding hot off of a playoff win, division title, Pro Bowl, 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, has a good head coach. We were calling this guy, Nick Wright was calling him the Prince. I saw him on quarterback rankings list anywhere from 5 to 7. And now he has a bit of a regression year because he caught an injury bug. O-line sucks. Calvin Ridley doesn't work out. And now all of a sudden, he's not a top 10 quarterback. This is overpaid. Yes, does his contract scream Jags are betting on a bounce-back season? Yeah. And in a perfect world, if you want my humble, honest opinion, because I am a Trevor Lawrence homer, you can ask my friends. In a perfect world, when your quarterback, your franchise guy supposedly, comes off a bit of a regression season, you're not 100% sold on him. And this contract should say, I'm 100% sold on him. So ideally, you'd probably want to pay him next year. But we don't live in a perfect world. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble. In this economy, in the NFL, if you don't pay him and he pops, the price only goes up. This is not the running back market. Quarterback prices only go up. I'm hearing talks about Prescott getting $60 million. And if he pops and throws for 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, goes to the playoffs, maybe wins the division, and then guys like Dak, Jordan Love, Purdy, Tua, they get anywhere from 53 to maybe $60 million. Lawrence is going to walk into that meeting next year with his chest up saying, yeah, you pay me Tua money, you're a joke. You're going to have to pay him a lot more money. And if you think he's your guy, even if you're 80% right now, you pay him. And I'm not in the building every day. You're not in the building every day. The Jags, if they think they're his guy, then you kind of got to take it. I think we're kind of underrating Trevor Lawrence right now because there's a stretch where halfway through his second season, which I consider his rookie season pretty much, because we're going to not count that Urban Meyer disaster waste of a rookie season for Trevor Lawrence. Unserious head coach, dysfunctional organization. The coach was kicking kickers. I love Urban Meyer for getting that win for Ohio State, but come on, man. That was an unserious NFL coaching job. So what I consider his rookie season, which is his second season, and he pops halfway through that second season, all the way to halfway through last season. It's a year's season worth of games, about 16. He's 13-3. He's completing 68% of his throws, Pro Bowl, division title, wins a playoff. He looks like one of the next best young quarterbacks in the league. And then following season, which I talked about, he's 8-3. He has the number one seed in the tough AFC. And then he catches the injury bug. Ridley doesn't pop. The offensive line is a disaster. And they fall off. They miss the playoffs. But this season, he's going to be healthy. They added Mitch Morse from Buffalo to bolster that offensive line. And they bring in a new wide receiver core. Out goes Calvin Ridley. Christian Kirk, who he likes. Trevor Lawrence is now the wide receiver number one again. Gabe Davis is a wide receiver 3, and then Brian Thomas from LSU, young, some speed, some youth. Trevor Lawrence is going to have a bounce-back season. You can call this an overpay, but the reality is this is the market. This is what the quarterback market is. This is what quarterback contracts are like. Timing and market value, not just merit. And I think if you're the Jags, you had to do this deal, but he's your guy. Even if you're 90% sure, which I am, because he did have a bit of regression, he's your guy. And if you believe he's going to pop next year, you're going to have to pay him more money next year than this year. And if he pops next year, and if you believe he will, which I think he will and the Jags do, then the money and the figures aren't going to matter. But I appreciate everyone tuning in this episode of A Casual Take. Follow my social medias for all things related to the show. And I'll be back tomorrow to talk about Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Until then, see ya.